Hello everyone, it is Austin from Fishing Western PA here, and today I'm going to be going over my top tips for fishing the summer months of June, July, and August. Fishing these times can be very difficult because the fish are all scattered throughout. During the springtime, they move shallow to spawn, and after that, they all scatter out depending on, the temperature and everything. So here are some tips to hopefully help you catch those tricky bass in the summertime. Alright, so let's get into it. So for early morning, depending on the conditions, topwater fishing can be very, very effective. When it comes to topwater, there are a lot of options. Some of my favorite topwater baits would be frogs. Frogs are very, very natural food for bass. So, if you throw it in the lily pads, it can definitely present some really big bass. Other options are buzzbait. Buzzbait kinda is good for covering water, trying to find where the bass are. This can be thrown over the vegetation to see if there are any bass hiding in it. Nighttime and the morning time are the coolest times of the day for the bass, so they're going to be more shallow. So what you could throw is, a frog or a buzzbait. The next option would be poppers, but personally I don't really like poppers. They take too much time to, present to the bass. Buzzbait, you just throw it and reel it in consistently. Should present some big bass. During the summer months, creature baits work very well. Some creature baits you could throw would be, lizards, because bass do naturally feed on lizards if they see them. Another creature bait you could throw would be brush hogs. I really do like the junior brush hogs. They're called baby brush hogs. I've found a lot of success throwing baby brush hogs. For colors, if you're in a very murky, stained water, I'd throw darker colors like June bug. June bug has always worked. Or, just brown. I wouldn't really throw, say, chartreuse. It's just the June bug colors work more. My personal favorite thing to do is to match what the fish are eating. I think that works the best. If you're unsure of, what colors to use in certain, water clarity, it doesn't hurt to just match what the fish are eating. So, this time of the year they're eating lizards, so go with a natural lizard color. Don't really throw a white lizard. But yeah, creature baits are a very good option for this time of year. Another good option would be soft plastics. So these can be thrown through the morning to the nighttime, but I'm just going to talk about for the morning for now. In the morning, I really like to throw crawfish imitations. It's just seemed to work. Some of my favorites would probably have to be the power bait sugar claws. These provide a very natural looking crawfish. What you want to do with this is you want to Texas rig it. Now if you're looking to spend a bit more money, you could go pick up Strike King Rage Tails. These baits are probably some of the nicest crawfish imitations you can buy. During this time of the year, crawfish in my lake are, darker color, so I like to choose, darker colors. And then one of my personal favorites, if you've watched my other videos, would be Berkeley Havoc pit bosses. These baits can be thrown on top of the water as well, down in the water. I don't know what fish think these things are, but if you just throw it weightless with a Texas rig across the top of the water, the fish will absolutely go crazy for it. So the way I like to fish these is I like to just cast them out, let them sink, jig it up, stop, let them sink again. Depending on the depth of your water, you can fish it weightless or put a small sinker on it. For both of the crawfish that I've chosen, just Texas rig them. You can either put a weight on them to make them sink faster, or just leave them weightless and do the same thing. What you can do with the crawfish is you can drag it across the bottom to kind of act as a real crawfish. You can work these anyway, the fish will go crazy for them, so use your creativity when it comes to crawfish baits. Also, I forgot to mention the power bait power claws are also very good crawfish imitation. I really like the way the claws look. They look really good in the water as well. So yeah, these are my favorite crawfishes that you can buy. Another option for soft plastics would be curly tail worms. I've had a lot of luck on these power bait curly tail worms. Also, if you want a cheaper alternative, you could go with the culprit worms. They both have worked very well for me. The way you fish these is you Texas rig them and cast it out, let it sink, jig it up, let it fall down, because when it falls down, this tail glides through the water and you get a lot of reaction strikes with that. As the morning goes into a bit more of the afternoon, what these fish do is they spread out a lot. So what happens in the summer is that the hotter the water gets, the harder it is for it to maintain oxygen, okay? So what these bass are doing is they're chasing oxygen. So where you want to fish, you can either fish shallow or really deep. So you can pretty much fish anywhere. What happens is that the weeds or any vegetation, they produce oxygen. So you're going to be able to catch a lot of fish around lily pads or, just any weeds or grass you have. So you could either fish there, or a bit deeper in the water, you can fish there, because that's where the big bass are going to be. The bigger the bass, the more oxygen they need. So the most oxygen is a bit deeper in the water, but you don't want to fish like 30 feet down, because in the summertime it's hard. That's like a death zone because there's no oxygen down there. My personal favorite is to fish near lily pads because there's always fish there. So if you're fishing near the lily pads, jigs would be my favorite. I know this isn't really a jig, this is a chatterbait, but it's still pretty weedless. So for jigs, my favorite jig color would be my lake is always stained throughout the year, so I like to go with the darker colors. Black and blue is probably the best color you can get. If you're gonna get a color, get black and blue. I also like Junebug. Junebug is another good option, and black, just straight black is pretty good. Chartreuse it's okay for my lake because my lake has a lot of shad. Just if you're gonna get any jig color, match what your fish eat. My fish eat a lot of shad, so I really like the white Z-Man chatterbait. Since my lake is so murky, the vibrations of this bait really trigger the fish. So the way you fish a jig is you're gonna want to cast it out. You're gonna want to hop it and let it fall down. I really do like craw trailers because of the wiggle movement when it falls down. You can also fish the soft plastics in the weeds as long as you know how to do the Texas rig. Middle of the day, this is the hottest the lake gets. So if you're gonna want to go for big bass, you're gonna want to go with some deep diving crankbaits. Deep diving crankbaits has produced a lot of big fish for many people. These are all Rapala crankbaits. So as for the nighttime, really you can pretty much use what you use in the morning time because it's pretty much the same time. So you can go with your soft plastics or your jigs or anything you want. Pretty much the summertime is a really versatile time. You can use a lot of things to fish with. My best tips for the summertime would be, to fish vegetation. That's where all the fish are. Enjoyed this video. Hopefully these tips helped you. If you'd like a follow-up video with a lot more depth, in-depth on everything, I could be sure to make it. If we could get to 10 subscribers, I'd really appreciate it. This has been Austin from Fishing Western PA, and I hope you enjoyed.